Even today, in our small country, I'm not talking about Russia, the US, Europe, what do you need another 10%, an increase of 10% in population? What do you need it for? Instead of giving birth to 2 children per family, to have five children per family. What for? It's a burden until they grow. The world's advancing. In 15 years, we won't need even those that we already have today, all the more those that will grow up till then. What for? Meaning our concern is really a concern which is unjustified, and it is against the developmental process. So let's focus on our European country. I don't want to make these kind of calculations according to my mind. I say what we have is what we have. Why do we have to interfere in it and artificially, which also won't help? We see that it won't help. What will you operate? You'll say that it's worthwhile. It's done today. There are countries, in Denmark, for example, there's a big campaign which encourages couples to take a vacation. The purpose of vacation would be for them to have the time and the atmosphere to have sex, to have children, which means that because the birth rate is so low, the country, it promotes, encourages, supports it, go on vacation, have sex, have children. If it won't happen, there are 14 countries that are in a catastrophic condition. If they won't have a change in tendency, in a few dozens of years, these countries will disappear. And there were many such in history. What's the problem? That's what I wanted to ask. This is what's going to... So what? It's a process. Denmark can suddenly disappear. No more Denmark. What's the problem? Not that it's a problem. That it's happening right in front of you, that's something else. But I don't see any of the processes taking place in nature having any tragical consequences. Why do I have to interfere artificially in order to stop this tendency? Maybe I have to do something else. Maybe I have to research nature. What does it demand of us? What do we have to do according to the plan of nature? And then possibly I'll discover that the decline in the numbers, and drop in birth rate, maybe it's the right direction, and maybe I'll make calculations according to the purpose, according to the plan of what humanity has to come to, and maybe we'll correct it accordingly. There was 1 billion people, now there are 8 billion. What is the result? Why is it good for a person to be born? You know what the sages said. What's better for a person, to be born or not to be born? And what did they decide and said? It's better not to be born than to be born, but if you were born, then you have to function correctly. If you were already born, but if he doesn't function correctly, it's a shame he was born altogether. What do you have in this life? He lives. And litters all around him and dies. What is there out of life altogether? I don't understand this approach, this narrow approach. Oh, but he has to live. Why? Thank God he was born. Thank God he is alive. Why? This is what I don't understand. Why? We have to look at these things a bit above ourselves. Why is it good to live and it isn't good to die? Why is it good to be born? That's the question. Suppose now I can have children and I decide not to have children. Is it normal? Isn't it like a mutation? Mutation, but you see that this mutation is all over the world. So that's what I'm asking. Therefore, I'm asking, what's bad about it? So, we're not in a bad situation. All in all, in the past 100 years, we grew from 1 billion to 8 billion. Why now can't we come down from 8 billion to 1 billion again? it'll take a lot of time. Okay, so let's look at one person, one man, one woman. What's with them? In the past, they had instinctive urges like any other animal in nature to multiply. An instinctive urge. Nature is stronger than we are. It put in different instinct in us and caused us to have children. I don't think that it was this way. I think it was necessary in order for us to exist. I need many kids in the family to help me, so they'll grow up and help me. In the household, I have cows and sheep and agriculture. Okay, as a farmer, I understand what you're saying. And afterwards, for these children to help me, to take my business, so that from the age of 40 and on, we can't work any longer, and maybe we'll live till the age of 60. And today the world changed and the conditions changed, and what do you have as a result? Suddenly I have a person that says, I don't feel like having children. So it's out of my it's from the ego. In the past I wanted to have many children. Today, I don't want to. Like it says, there is 1.1 children in the developed countries, or 0, and so on. So I want to understand, a person went through something in the hundreds of years of our development. What do we have now? A creature that doesn't want. Doesn't. So what will happen in 100 years with this creature? If today he's having one child, in 100 years, a person, man, is we're talking about artificial intelligence that will live with machines instead of a normal spouse like today. People are talking about different things. Humanity is altogether a bit twisted. But what will happen is, I'll tell you what will happen. First of all, nothing is happening. Nothing tragic is happening. Even if we'll once again be a billion people. It was this way, and we lived. What's the problem? I understand. On the other hand, we're developing internally. If you're asking me, according to the wisdom of Kabbalah, we are coming to self-scrutiny where we're starting to ask, okay, so what are we living for altogether? What's the use in life? What's the secret, meaning, purpose of life? Who's controlling me? Nature. What is nature's program according to which it's developing me, managing me? I want to know. I want to get to know that program. Maybe I could get in the program and change something, even with my corrupted mind. People will head towards that.